And find a comfy spot on your back, just lying down. And let's take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, sigh out through the mouth. I'm going to mute everybody. And again, deep breath in through your nose. Sigh it out. You made it to class today. That might be a big accomplishment for you today. So I just want you to spend a moment here just acknowledging yourself for showing up today. Knowing that there is the next hour just for you. Just for you to breathe, slow down. We forget to slow down in our society, but this is how we come back to ourselves. As we slow down, we slow the breath down, we slow the body down, we come to a stop. And that can be an opportunity for the mind to get really active. So if the mind is getting active, see if you can just come back to following the breath. And letting your body relax down into the floor. And we're going to take a scan of the body, starting at the top of the head. So just like a digital scanner, you're just going to scan your body from the head down to the toes, nice and slow. And we're just kind of noticing where there might be gripping or tension in the body. Maybe you notice your shoulders are kind of shrugged up towards your ears. What if you were to release that? Or maybe you notice your jaw is tight. And keep scanning down the body into the chest and the arms. And down the torso. Just noticing with detached awareness. There's nothing wrong or right. It just is what it is. Just awareness, and scroll all the way down the legs and into the feet, just noticing, how am I in this moment? There's nothing to change here, nothing to do. We're just noticing. Two more breaths here. And now have you bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Breath is still flowing. Maybe the eyes are still closed. Slowing it down. And now we're going to check for our emotional wellness. So just take a moment, notice if there's any emotions present. What's coming up for you right now as you start to slow down? And again, we're just becoming more aware of where we are in this moment and allowing whatever we find. So even if the feeling that comes up is hurt or pain, sadness, and just allow it if you can. And you can relax your arms at your sides if you like. Let's take 3 more deep, slow, conscious breaths in and out. And I encourage you, if it feels good today, to keep your eyes closed throughout our practice today, because the peace that we look for in our chaotic world is actually inside. So we're bringing the gaze inside. We're not looking for those external things to fix us or heal us or um, make us more comfortable or calm. All of those things can be found inside. And the practice of yoga helps us to become more aware of what we need and where we are, and slowing us down. We'll start to just bring some gentle movement to the fingers and the toes. Maybe you move the wrists and ankles in a circle, just gently moving the body. And on your inhale, take the arms up overhead for an overhead stretch, reaching the fingers, reaching through the toes. And we're going to take both arms over to the right side of your mat, grabbing onto the left wrist with your right hand. And then we'll take the feet over to the right as well, crossing the left ankle on top of the right. And so the whole body is kind of pulling towards this right side of the mat, giving you a nice stretch through the left side of the body. And take a couple of breaths here. Starting to wake up the body, wake up these big joints. And then go ahead and uncross the legs. And let's go to the other side. So both arms reach now over to the left side. We'll grab the right wrist with the left hand, bring the legs over, stacking the right ankle over the left. And again, reaching for the side of your mat. A couple of breaths here. And go ahead and come back to center, uncross the feet. You can bring your arms back down at the sides. We're going to go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. So give yourself a little hug here, maybe squeezing the knees into the belly. And maybe you like to rock side to side, giving your lower back a little massage. And then we'll go ahead and bring the feet back down to the floor. Take the arms out to the sides, and you're going to take your feet as wide as your mat. So knees are still bent, but your feet are nice and wide. We're going to let both knees fall to one side. Doesn't matter which way you go first. Hold here and breathe. Maybe you turn your head to look away from your knees. And then let's switch sides. So knees come back towards the ceiling and then over to the other side. Maybe your head turns as well. Take a couple breaths here. And then bringing your gaze back to the ceiling, bring the knees back up as well. And let's just let the knees go side to side a few times. Just like windshield wipers, back and forth. And the breath is moving and your eyes might be closed, and take a moment here tuning into the hips, noticing what's happening there. And go ahead and come all the way over, rolling onto one side, and start to make your way up to seated. So just coming into a easy seated pose, however is most comfortable for you. If you have a pillow and you want to sit on it, that's great. That can help with any tension in the knees. So we're sitting up nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. And like there's that little string kind of pulling you up from the top of your head. So nice and lifted through the spine. Let's inhale, arms up overhead, deep breath in. Exhale, palms together down to the heart. Again, inhale, deep breath. And exhale, bring it in. From here, we're going to let the hands come to the sides, walking the fingertips out away from you as far as they'll go. We're going to take the left ear to the left shoulder. So we're starting to feel a stretch in the right side of the neck. And if you like to here, you have the option of adding that left arm, just gently pulling on the side of the head to deepen the stretch. And let's take a couple of deep cleansing breaths in, blow out all the tension. Again, deep breath in through the nose and breathe it out. Release that left hand, and we're going to swing the head down to the center of the chest and let the head just hang for a moment here. Take a couple of cleansing deep breaths. Just beginning to notice what you feel in the neck. Where do you feel this stretch? And maybe you find some pain here. We're not getting attached to the pain. We're just kind of noticing. If it feels good, go ahead and move the head around here. We're just noticing, oh, there's the pain. No need to fix it. I'm just noticing. And then we'll go ahead and bring the head around to the opposite side. So right ear towards the right shoulder, left fingertips reaching out away from you. And maybe that right hand comes up to deepen the stretch. Deep breath in. Breathe it out. One more time. And breathe it out. Release the top hand and carefully bringing the head back to center. And take the chin to one side and to the other side. And if there's any other movement here you need to do to loosen up the neck, I invite you to do that now, just being mindful of bringing your head back too far. So any other movement that needs to happen here. And then coming back to center, we're going to take the left hand down to the floor, reach the right arm up overhead, and be careful that this right hip isn't lifting up. So we want to keep that hip glued to the floor while the right fingertips reach for the wall opposite. So you're going to touch the wall with the fingers, reaching, and yours might be right here, right? It doesn't have to be way down here. It might be right up here. And see if that shoulder wants to come forward, if you can just reach it up and back so that the heart kind of opens towards the ceiling. And then from here, we're going to swing that arm forward. Let's bring the other hand with us as we walk the hands to the center. We're going to fold here, tucking the chin, taking some deep breaths. Again, closing the eyes if that feels good. Noticing, where do you feel the stretch? So I feel the stretch in my right hip, and a little bit in my lower back, my shoulders. Where do you feel it? And let's walk all the way around to the opposite side. So now the right hand comes to the floor and the left arm reaches up and over, and we're hinging that rib cage. Again, yours might be up here. Careful of that shoulder. Take a couple breaths here. Come all the way up. We're going to do that one more time, but we're going to switch the cross of the legs so we get both hips activated. So we'll start on the right side, right hand down, left arm up, reaching up and over. Maybe you take the gaze towards the sky. Maybe you take the gaze internal, up to you. And then we'll come around to the front again, coming into that kind of forward fold, tucking the chin here, a couple of breaths. And around to the other side now. Right arm reaches up and over. And come all the way up. We're going to bring the arms out to the sides, squeezing the shoulder blades together, Reach the heart forward, lift the chin. So this is like a cat-cow. And then we're gonna round, bring the arms together, cross one arm over the other, grab opposite shoulders. And now we're gonna round the back, tuck the chin, kind of hanging forward. So from this side, it looks like this. Inhale, arms go wide again, press the heart forward, lift the chin. Exhale, let's do that again. This time the opposite hand on top and round. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, this time we're gonna cross the right arm over the left, bend the elbows, draw the palms together, coming into eagle arms. And if this doesn't quite work in your body, you can just bring the hands back to the shoulders. And from here, we're lifting the elbows up. And we're gonna do a little movement here. So we're gonna lift the elbows towards the sky, lift the gaze. The bend happens in the upper back, and then we bring it into the chest. Let's do that one more time. Reach the elbows up, up, up. Breathe in and exhale, bring it in. Inhale up, exhale, reach the arms wide. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, left arm goes over the right arm. This time, bend the elbows, draw the hands together, lift the elbows up. Tap into that space in between the shoulder blades. Notice what's happening there as we breathe. And then let's lift the elbows up, bending through the upper back. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale up again. And exhale, draw it in. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, send the arms wide, squeeze the shoulder blades, and exhale, drop the arms down. Maybe rolling the shoulders a few times, going both directions, kind of waking all of that up. And then coming with the legs extended, and we'll bring the right foot into the left inner thigh. And if this is really uncomfortable in your body, this is a great place to use your blanket. You can roll it up and stick it under the knee, and that will give you, if your hamstrings are really tight, it will give you a little more support there. All right, so the right foot's into the inner left thigh. And we're gonna sit up nice and tall, raise the arms up overhead, and then we're hinging forward. Bring the arms down wherever they land. It could be on your leg, on the floor, reaching through the top of the head. So again, that little string kind of pulling you forward. Breathe here. And then go ahead and round the spine. Draw the nose towards the knee. Maybe you slide the hands forward. Maybe you come a little deeper. Again, bringing that awareness into the body. Notice, where do you feel this? And there's no right or wrong, just is. And coming all the way back up, nice and slow. We're going to bring the right hand behind. We're coming onto this left knee. Keep the right leg straight. We're lifting the hips. Reach the left arm up overhead. So from this side, it looks like this. We're pressing the hips forward, reaching through the fingertips. And float yourself back down. And we're going to do that one more time. Reach it up. Press the hips forward. Breathing in. And exhale, float yourself down. We're going to bring that right knee up now. Wrap the left arm around the right knee. Right hand comes behind. We're sitting up really nice and tall, nice extension through the spine. Then we're twisting, gazing behind us. Breathe. And slowly unwind. And we'll switch legs. So now bringing the left foot to the inside of the leg. Sitting up nice and tall again. Inhaling, arms up. And exhale, fold, lower the arms. So wherever they land is fine. Nice flat back. Your nose is reaching out past the toes, and we're breathing. On your next exhale, go ahead and tuck the chin. Start to bring the nose towards the knee. And take a couple breaths here. And carefully rolling all the way back up. From here, keeping the legs right where they are, we're going to take the left hand behind, come up onto your left knee, reach the right arm overhead, pressing the hips forward. One breath here. On your exhale, float back down. Let's do it again. Inhale up, reach through the fingers. And exhale, float it down. Bring that left knee up, wrap the right arm around, left hand behind as you twist. One more breath here. And unwind. From here, we're going to take the legs out wide. We'll come into our churning. So hands on the thighs, and we're going to slide one hand down the leg as we hinge at the waist. And we come all the way up, and then we slide the other side. And as we're moving with our breath, exhaling as we slide down, inhaling as we slide up. And maybe if that feels good, like a good place for you, maybe you just now notice your hands on your legs. So what does it feel like to slide up and down? Closing the eyes here so you can really get a sense of the body. And coming all the way back to center. We're going to now start to walk the hands forward. And again, they might come here. They might come down a little further. Doesn't matter. Breathing. Going right to your edge. So it's that edge between discomfort and pain. We don't want to be in pain, but uncomfortable might be okay. Breathing here. Let's walk the hands over to the one of your feet. Doesn't matter which one. And then we'll walk the hands to the other side. And then we'll walk back to the center and come all the way up. Bring the soles of the feet together, coming to your butterfly pose, grabbing onto the ankles, or taking your two first fingers, peace fingers, wrap it around your big toe. And as you lift up on the feet, reach the crown of the head as high as it will go, then start to hinge at the waist. And breathe. One more breath here. And gently come all the way back up. Grabbing the outside of the knees, bring the knees back together. Let's shake out the legs. Fabulous. All right, kicking the feet to the side, we're going to come onto hands and knees. So wrists will be right underneath the shoulders, knees under hips. If this doesn't feel good on your wrists, you could use your blanket for a little extra padding under the wrists or the knees. We'll just do a few cat-cows, dropping the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin, breathe in. As you exhale, push the hands down into the floor, rounding the back of the chin. Belly button draws in towards the spine. And again, inhale, belly button goes towards your mat, the tailbone lifts, the heart shines forward, and exhale, round it out. And coming back to a neutral spine, belly button is Again, reaching for the spine, abs are engaged. And we're gonna take the tail side to side, and then we're gonna add the head. So almost like your ear and your hip wanna be friends. And then we'll go the other side. So moving the head and hip. I don't know if you can see. Meow, meow. Now my dog is snoring. Hopefully you can't hear him. All right, and coming back to a stop, we're going to take the right arm and reach it up behind the head like you're doing a sit up, and you're rotating the heart open. So just like thread the needle, we've got the hand behind the head. We're going to rotate that elbow down to the other elbow, almost to the wrist of the other hand, and then reach it all the way back towards the sky. And come back down. So we're just flowing into this twist, breathing. Rotation is happening in the rib cage. And go ahead and let's do one more. Reach it up, extend the arm, and lower the hand. Whew, other side, left hand comes up behind the ear, rotate the heart towards the sky, and then bring that elbow down towards the opposite elbow or wrist, depending. Inhale up, and exhale, rotate it in. And keep flowing with your breath, and just kind of noticing where you feel this in the body. This is a really nice twist. Reach the arm up overhead. And bring it all the way down. Hopefully you guys can still hear me because my earbud fell out, but I think we're good. All right, so from here, we are going to reach the right leg back. And maybe, doesn't have to be this way, but if you want to challenge yourself, maybe the left arm reaches forward. And then we're going to bring the elbow and knee towards each other as the back rounds. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw it in. Two more. And last one. Now we reach. Bring the arm down, swing the leg to the side, and set the foot down. So your foot should sort of be in a line with your left knee. We're going to tuck the toes on the left foot. Keep that right leg anchored down. Walk the hands forward just a couple of inches. And we're going to sink the tailbone back like you're going to child's pose, and then start to shift forward like you're going into plank. And we're just going to slide back and forth here, moving with our breath. Again, noticing all the places that you're feeling into your body right now. And coming to a stop, we're going to bring that foot up and back around. Again, you can untuck the left foot and then bring the foot all the way up to the top of your mat into your low lunge. From here, we want to push down into this front foot as we reach the arms up overhead. So we're in our low lunge here. We want to push down into that front foot. Imagine the thighs could hug together here. So we're not just like dumping down into our hips, but we've got some like active things happening in the foot and in the inner thighs. Reaching the arms up overhead. We're going to grab onto the left wrist with the right hand, reach up as high as you can go, then reach over to the right. So we're going towards our bent knee. Reach it all the way up, release the arms down, interlace the fingers behind you, pull the hands down to the floor, shoulder blades squeeze together, take the gaze up. And release the hands. We'll bring the arms back up again and lower down. Both hands come to the inside of the foot. We'll heel toe that foot over to the side. coming into your lizard pose. So lizard pose, you could stay right here. You could come onto the forearms. This is a great place to use a block if you have one. You could either have straight arms or bent arms. Another variation would be to tuck the back toes, lift that back knee up off the floor. So just a couple of variations. This is a really intense deep hip opener. So you're gonna find whatever works best for you. If you came in too deep, come out a little bit. Let's take one more deep cleansing breath here. And go ahead and start to press yourself back up. If you have a block, you can set it to the side, and we'll take this foot all the way back and make your way into child's pose. And then we'll do all that on the other side. So coming back to hands and knees, we're gonna lift the left leg and the right arm. We're gonna draw the elbow and knee together, rounding the back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw it in. Again. And one more time. Inhale, reach up and hold. Bring the hand down, swing the leg around to the side, set the toes down facing forward. Tucking the toes on the right foot, walk the hand forward just an inch or two, and we'll slide back like we're going to child's pose, and then bring it forward. Flowing with your breath, maybe the eyes close again here. And go ahead and come to a stop, swing that leg back around, and then bring it into the chest and all the way through, coming into your low lunge. So again, pushing down into that front foot, squeezing the inner thighs together, reaching the arms up overhead. We're gonna grab onto the right wrist this time, reach up towards the sky, and then over to the left. So we're feeling that possibly in the front of the hip there, maybe the back as well. Reaching up. As you exhale, lower the arms. Interlace the hands behind the back. Pull the hands down to the floor. Lift the heart, lift the chin, squeezing the shoulder blades. Reach the arms up again. And as you exhale, lower the hands both on the inside of the foot. Heel toe that foot over to the edge. We're coming into our lizard pose. So again, here, this might be enough of a stretch for you here. Maybe you use a block or two blocks. Maybe you come onto the forearms. And then the other variation would be to lift that back knee. And as always, I know everybody has their own individual practice that they do. So you can do, if you have a more advanced version of any of these poses that you would prefer to do, obviously that is your choice. These are always just suggestions. And continue to breathe here. And then starting to press yourself all the way back up. Remove your block if you have one. Bring that front knee back. Let's make our way into child's pose. Couple of breaths here. Let's walk both hands over to the right. Stack the left hand over the right hand. Reach the chest for the floor. And other side. Right hand goes on top. And coming back to center. From here, we're gonna make our way into downward facing dog. So we're gonna lift up to all fours, shift the weight forward, tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips, shift the hips up towards the sky. The knees can stay bent. Gaze is in between the 2 feet. And then we'll start to pedal the feet. So straightening one leg, while the other knee is bent. And moving in any way that feels good to you here. And breathing, don't forget to breathe. Walk the feet up to the hands, come into a forward fold. So let's keep the knees bent here, let the head hang. Let's grab opposite elbows here or cross the arms just to take it a little deeper. And that might mean your knees have to bend a little more. And maybe you like to swing side to side, letting the spine decompress. As if all of the stress could just drip out the top of your head. And then coming to a stop, release the arms down. We're going to come up really, really, really slow. So keeping that bend in the knees, let the upper body hang as you start to unroll yourself. Nice and slow. Coming all the way up to your mountain pose. So find your mountain pose. Feet are parallel, hip distance apart. Soft knees. Arms are relaxed at your sides. You can have the palms forward. Or another option today, you can bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And we're just going to hang out here for a sec and breathe. So find your breath. Find your feet. Notice your feet standing here on your mat. And let them sink down. Imagine growing roots out of the feet, holding you to the earth. Going back to the breath. You can release your arms to your sides. We're going to do just one round of the standing pose on either side. So we'll come to the top of our mat. We're going to work on our balance today. So if you need a little extra support as you balance, feel free to use a wall, a chair, the back of a couch, whatever you have handy. So we're in our mountain pose. And we're going to shift the weight over to the left foot so that the right foot can lift. And we're just going to bring that foot forward and inhale, lift the arms. So almost like you're a gymnast, and we're about to, no, just kidding. So we're here balancing on that left foot. Maybe the right foot lifts, maybe not, doesn't matter. We're working on our balance. Our breath is moving, the shoulders are sliding down the back. And the pinky fingers are facing the top of your mat. And from here, we're going to slide the toes, slide the arms, and maybe you balance it here. Maybe you balance here. Maybe you come into your warrior three. Woo! And if you fall out, that's okay, right? We're just working on our balance. This is how we get better. So wherever you're at, take a breath. And then we're going to lower the back leg, come onto the back toes, reach the arms up overhead, bending the front knee. So we're in a high lunge. So your high lunge might be here. Your high lunge might be more like this, doesn't matter. Both hips are facing forward. Breath here. And then from here, we're going to rotate the back foot, set the heel down, and we're coming into our warrior one. So in a warrior one, we want both of these hips facing the top of your mat still. So really it's just a minor difference from your high lunge, just that your heel starts to come down. And if this is too uncomfortable on your ankle or knee, bring that back foot out a little wider, and that will allow that right hip to come forward. So if you think of this right hip coming forward, the left hip moving back. We've got those little, you had little headlights on your hip bones. Both of them are shining forward instead of one of them going pew, pew, pew. Them both forward. And reach the arms up overhead. And lower the hands down behind the back. Interlace the fingers. Reach the fingers for the floor. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Lift the chin. This might be where you stay, or you might fold forward. And then the third variation would be to lift the arms up overhead. Humble warrior. So it just really depends on where you're at today. And really, you know, this is your practice. So you do what feels good in your body. Go ahead and press down into the front foot as you start to stand all the way back up. Beautiful. From here, release the hands, cartwheel the arms, shift the back foot, warrior two. So now this back foot was kind of toes pointed up at this angle. Now we rotate the back foot, toes point towards your long side of your mat. Reach the arms out, relax the shoulders, sinking down into that front leg, but anchored into both feet. Reverse warrior, reach up and back. And we're gonna come all the way down now. Rotate the toes to stay forward. You can either come into a plank with knees up or with knees down. So step the front foot back. Plank pose, find a breath here. As you exhale, chaturanga. Come all the way down to the belly. Hands stay underneath the shoulders. Tops of the feet press down. As you reach the head, neck, and shoulders lift. Heart reaches forward, shoulder blades squeeze together. Roll those shoulder blades back. And roll it down. Make your way back into child's pose or down dog. Up to you. Couple of deep cleansing breaths here as we reach the tailbone for the sky. And slowly start to walk it up to your forward fold. Again, here, release the head down to the mat. Lotus. Lotus. My dog's loud, you guys. You guys know. You guys know. Let's do a halfway lift here. Hands can come to the shins or the thighs. Inhale, reach the head forward. Exhale, lower down. Bend the knees, send the arms wide as you come all the way up to standing. Arms up overhead, palms come together. Exhale, down to the heart. Take a pause here, find your breath. And we'll do the other side. So coming back to the top of your mat, mountain pose, pointing the left foot forward this time, reach the arms up overhead. Maybe you lift that foot. Maybe not, doesn't matter. I'm gonna go this way. Find a gaze, find your breath. And then we'll swing it back behind. Maybe you come here. Maybe it lifts. Maybe you come to warrior three. Maybe there's a little bend in that front leg. One more breath here. Drop the back toes. Reach the arms up overhead, high lunge. So if you need to adjust your feet here, both toes facing forward, both hips facing forward. We're sinking down into the hips, but we're lifting through that back thigh. The heel goes to the wall behind as the thigh lifts for the ceiling. Legs are active. We're gonna spin that back heel, set the heel down, warrior one. Arms reach down to the sides and then interlace behind the back. Pull the shoulder blades together. Lift the heart, lift the chin. You might stay here or you might fold, you might lift the arms. Take a breath here. And then pushing down into the front foot, start to lift back up. Beautiful, release the arms. Cartwheel the arms open, warrior two. So now that back foot is gonna rotate to face the long side of your mat. Reach through the arms, sinking down into the hips. Let's do a reverse warrior. Left hand comes to the leg, right arm reaches up and back. And cartwheel the arms all the way down to the floor. Stepping back to plank. Inhale, deep breath. Exhale, lower down, however you like. Doing a low cobra, coming all the way down to the belly. Hands under the shoulders. Roll the shoulders back. Press down to the tops of the feet. Lift. And lower down. Press back to down dog or child's pose. One more deep breath here. And walk it up to the hands, forward fold. Again, let everything go in the upper body. You can keep the knees bent here. Let's do a halfway lift. Hands come to shins. Inhale, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, lower down. Bend the knees, send the arms wide, come all the way up. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands into the heart. We're just going to pause here. You can leave the hands in prayer. You can bring the hands back to the heart and the belly, or leave your hands at your sides. Slowing down the breath. Notice the heart rate coming down as well. Noticing where your mind goes when we slow down. And coming back to the top of your mat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, halfway. And exhale down. Step back to plank. Lower the knees and come all the way down to the belly. We're going to do a little twist here. So we're going to bring your right cheek to the mat. Extend your right arm out to the side. Your left hand is right underneath your shoulder. So if I can see this way. And we're going to roll to the right, pick up the top leg, the left leg, bend the knee, and maybe the foot finds the floor behind you. Take a couple breaths here. Roll on to the belly. Slide that right hand in. Let's do the other side. Left cheek to the back. Leave your head down. Extend the left arm. Push into the right hand as you roll onto that left side. Bend the knees and the foot behind you. And roll back onto the belly. Pressing yourself back to child's pose. One more breath here. And then coming back up. So here's where we're going to grab your blanket and possibly a pillow for your head. And if this pose doesn't feel good, just leave it. This is fully optional. So we're going to come to seated, and we're going to lay this blanket right across our upper back, right underneath the shoulder blades. We'll come to lay down with the shoulders over the top. And then your arms can reach out to the sides, and then your legs can either stay bent with the feet on the floor, or you can extend them. And then your head can be down on your mat, or if it's more comfortable, bring your head to a pillow. So you get to decide. We're just going to hold here and breathe. Just for about a minute. Allowing whatever surfaces to come. Breath is moving nice and slow. And now to come out of this pose, we're gonna just roll to one side. And you can remove the blanket out of the way. Bring the knees into the chest, curling up into a little ball. And then making your way into your Shavasana. And if you like to, you can cover up with a with a blanket and pillow if that's more comfortable. We're just going to do a short feeling into the body as we end our practice today. If you like to get nice and warm, you can always cover up with socks, sweatshirts. You could turn off the lights, making yourself as comfortable as you can. And now closing the eyes, taking a few deep breaths, and each time you exhale, let your body sink down into the floor. Relaxing deeper and deeper, letting go more and more. And now bringing the awareness down to the toes. Feel into the toes, notice. And now moving into the tops and bottoms of the feet. Relaxing the feet and the toes. Relaxing the ankles and the lower legs. And now come all the way up into the knees. Feel the tops of the knees, the backs of the knees, the sides of the knees. And all the way up to the upper legs, to the hip joint. So feeling the back side of the body, all of the backs of the legs touching the floor. Relaxing from the hip bones down to the toes. Feeling yourself become heavy and warm. Now bring that awareness into the hands, feeling the fingers and the thumbs, the backs of the hands, the palms of the hands, and the wrists, the lower arms, all the way up to the elbows and the upper arms, shoulder joints. And feeling the arms relax down into the floor. Noticing everywhere the backs of the arms touch the ground. And then let go even more. Now bringing the awareness into the hips and pelvis, the pelvic bowl, the lower abdomen, the tailbone and buttocks. Everything relaxes. And now up into the lower back. Relax the lower back, the middle back, The upper back and the shoulder blades. And in between the shoulder blades, relax. Bring your awareness to the belly as you relax the belly, noticing the inhale and exhale. The rib cage expands and contracts with each breath. Relax the ribs and the muscles between the ribs. The heart and the lungs. The back of the neck and the throat. The base of the skull. And now relax the jaw, the tongue, the teeth, the lips and corners of the mouth, the cheeks and cheekbones, the nose and sinuses. Relaxing the eyes, the eyelids, all the tiny muscles around the eyes relax. And letting the eyes sink back. The eyebrows relax. The space between the eyebrows. The forehead. And the scalp. And if there's any remaining tension in the body or tension in the mind, send it out through the top of the head. Now taking a breath in all the way down to the feet. And as you exhale, the breath comes back up from the feet, all the way up the legs and out the nose. Again, inhale all the way down to the feet. And exhale, the breath comes back up. Coming here into the present moment, noticing with detached awareness. And we'll begin to bring some gentle movement to the body, the toes and fingers, wrists and ankles. If you like to, stretching the arms up overhead. And then making your way onto your side. And just pausing on your side for a moment. And taking a moment to notice how you feel. Has anything shifted from when you started today? And there's no right or wrong. Just awareness. As you're ready, making your way back up to seated. Nice and slow. And bringing the hands together in front of the heart. We'll close our class by taking a deep breath in and letting it go. And again, having an appreciation for showing up today. I appreciate you. You appreciate you for doing something meaningful for your mental wellness and your physical wellness. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Namaste.